Hi, I'm Laura McLively, and today we're cooking from the Berkeley Bowl Cookbook, recipes inspired by the most extraordinary produce of California's most iconic market. So this cookbook is all about having fun, trying some new things that you've never cooked with before, and so today we're going to play around with squash blossoms. These are the flowers of the zucchini plant, so they're picked before the squash becomes mature. And they're a delicacy in part because they're so fragile, but also because they have this really mild squash taste, so it's kind of sweet and it's very fresh tasting. So they're wonderful if you can find these to take advantage of cooking with them. They're usually around in spring and summer, so make sure that you grab these when you find them. So the recipe we're making today looks deceptively gourmet. It's beautiful. We're going to stuff them with a sweet corn and chive mixture mixed with ricotta, and then we're going to tie it up with a chive. So it looks really beautiful, but in fact it's only 5 ingredients. So it's a great way to wow your guests without a lot of effort. So it's quite simple. We just have our ricotta right here, and we're going to add some minced chives and some lemon juice and a pinch of salt. And then we're going to chop our corn. So I've pre-steamed this corn. I like my corn kind of al dente, so it still has that really fresh, almost not cooked flavor. So I cooked this for just 2 minutes. And you can use white or yellow corn, but I like to use the yellow for the contrast and so that it really draws out that yellow in the squash blossom. So squash blossoms, like I said, are really delicate, and so when you buy them, if you're not going to prepare them that exact same day, you'd want to wrap them in a paper towel and then put them in a sealed bag in your refrigerator, because they're really delicate when it comes to moisture. So the paper towel helps wick that moisture away. A very simple filling to make, and it just tastes like the essence of spring because you have a bunch of spring ingredients here with the spring corn and chives, and of course the squash blossoms. So when working with these, you again have to be very careful because they're very delicate. And so what we're going to do is reach inside the squash blossom, and there's a stamen like that. And so we're just going to put our thumb and forefinger in here and kind of pinch it off. Okay, so we've removed our stamen. You don't want this in here because when you eat it, it's a really hard piece and it's not pleasant. And so the whole point is to have this kind of molten, cheesy center. And so if you bite down on this, it disrupts it. Each squash blossom is a different size, and so you can get different amounts of filling in them depending on their size. Okay, so once you have it stuffed, twist the leaves together, or the petals rather, and then you tie it up with a chive. I love doing this because it's a way to make it completely edible rather than using twine or something. And you're going to put this on a greased baking sheet. So we've stuffed our 12 squash blossoms, and we're going to go ahead and put them in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. That's just enough to melt the cheese and to get the squash blossoms the tenderness that they're supposed to be. So these squash blossoms have baked for about 10 minutes, and I can smell them. It smells sort of like zucchini, cooked zucchini, which is not surprising because it's the flower from the zucchini plant. And I'll just show you what it looks like inside. These nice gooey, cheesy centers. This recipe tastes to me so much like spring because you have the spring corn and the chives, and then of course blossoms remind you of spring. So even though it's fall, this will give you a little taste of what's to come, so you can look forward to the coming months. For more information or to learn more about the Berkeley Bowl Cookbook, click on the link on this page.